Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk through the top 5 brands that I'm really interested in trying in 2020. I think all of them are indie brands, which I would like to kind of try more of and steer away from like larger brands and maybe kind of corporate owned ones. Why not support little producers and independent companies, especially if they're women owned? That would be a bonus for me, and I think most of them are. So let's get into it. Finally, we have a teeny tiny little bit of sun here in England, so hopefully I look slightly less pale. I'm wearing one of my favorite cat shirts here today, so I'm feeling good. I'm excited to talk about some new makeup that I want. It's not necessarily new, it's just like new stuff that I want, things that I want that will be new to me. None of this makes any sense. Anyway, I have my phone here, so let's go ahead and talk through the top 5 brands that I want to try, and then maybe the item from the collection that I would really like to try the most. What do you think? Sound okay? And please feel free to comment down below about brands that you're interested in trying or ones that you think I should try that aren't on my list. Especially indie brands, especially women-owned brands, anything like that, even big brands that you're like, you definitely got to try this, cat. You really got to get in this one. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, first up, and I think I actually talked about this in my duping the Jeffree Star video about the, an alternative to that particular palette. And this is from Menagerie Cosmetics. So I would really like to try Menagerie Cosmetics. Is it Menagerie Cosmetics? Yeah. The specific palette that I really, really want, of course, is that Violet Ink Micro Palette. Let's just pop the picture up there. This is so cute, so pretty. Fuck, I want that palette. It's just... yeah, that looks epic. Let's see what else they got on their website. Okay, so different palettes. There's also the Whale Song palette. So again, I'll put that one up here. So it's blues, greens, kind of some grungy colors in there. That looks very attractive as well. So that might be one to get. There's 2 Killer Purr, which is a bit neutral, but then it has some grungy kind of green olives in it, which I really like. The Feral one, I don't need another rainbow palette right now, so yeah, I definitely think I would pick the Violet Ink Micro Palette and or the Whale Song Eyeshadow Palette. I may have to order these, especially that purple one. Oh, I want it. Do you want it? I really want this palette. Anyway. Okay, what's the next company? So Menagerie, definitely interested in them. I think they're US based. Does it have anything about them? They're based out of Washington. Their formulas are vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, and made in-house. Yeah. Small self-funded operation run by the owner, Samantha, and her husband. So I think that's really cool. Kind of a little couple-based one. I like that. Okay, next, a slightly bigger brand, but is still independently owned, is Linda Hallberg Cosmetics. So I've seen these quite a bit, and especially right now popping up through my Instagram feed because they have this new product coming out, this like, what is it? Do I even have it? Let's check Instagram real quick. Okay, so they are coming out with this interstellar, what is it? Interstellar eyeshadow. So it's a liquid eyeshadow. And I think it looks really beautiful. Kind of this glass look or this kind of wet eyelid look. It looks really pretty. So I would love to try that. But actually the thing that I would really like the most to try from Linda Hallberg is her eyeshadow formula. And I would like to pick up still the Spectral eyeshadow palette. I think that's stunning. I think it's really interesting, really unique color story. Super cool. So yeah, I'm just looking at another picture of it. Oh, it's just so pretty. And the packaging, man. So Linda Hallberg is another one that I would really like to try in this coming year. What's next? Again, this one came up in my Jeffree Star video on Friday last week. And that was Ace Beauté or Ace Beauty. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, their eyeshadow palette, Paradise Fallen, I thought this looked really beautiful. And I'm still quite tempted by it. I'm not sure about their formula. I don't really know anything about it. I've seen a couple of like mixed reviews, like it's okay, but it's not amazing. So I think I would still like to try it. Yeah, so some of the looks that are posted to their Instagram page are really gorgeous. So I'm tempted by this. I think they're independently owned. I would have to double check again, but I think there's some really beautiful different eyeshadow palettes. Again, I'm mostly just interested in eyeshadow, so sorry if it's being repetitive and boring. But the Vintage Dawn palette looks really nice as well. But yeah, I think it's those two, the Paradise Fallen palette and the Vintage Dawn palette. I think those two look really different and really interesting, so I'm quite tempted by those two. So yeah, so Ace, we'll just call it Ace Beauty. Ace Beauté, Ace Beaut, whatever it is, right? Okay, next up, again, we're talking eyeshadow palettes, guys. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, is Pinky Rose Cosmetics. So right now they're come out with this thing here, this eyeshadow palette with these lightning bolts, and I'm not interested in that one at all. However, their other eyeshadow palettes I am quite interested in. So let's go ahead and look at their shop on eyeshadow palettes. So the ones that I remember seeing was like this set, this trilogy collection bundle, which had like, what was it? Obsessed, 80s Baby, and Exotic Peacock. And I thought these looked really cool. I wouldn't get all three. I wouldn't get this bundle because I think there's too much repetition between these three palettes. So I probably would pick one of them, but they have a new one out right now, two new ones out right now, Sunflower and Luscious Plum. And I think I think this color story is really pretty. It's kind of a little bit more autumny, but I think that's colors that I tend to go for more than, I don't know, neon pinks and things like that. I don't really wear those all the time. I mean, I do, but I also really do like the 80s Baby one. That one is very nice. That would be probably the other one that I would get would be the 80s Baby eyeshadow palette. Yeah, so Pinky Rose Cosmetics, let's just have a look about them. Three Sisters, opened in 2014. Yeah, cruelty-free and vegan. So yeah, another brand that I would definitely be interested in trying out, Pinky Rose Cosmetics. Okay, so the last one of my top 5, and then there's just a few more that I'm going to mention after this, that I would like to try is, of course, Cleona Cosmetics. And I think this has been one of those like breakout indie brand stars of this year. I mean, they had this huge, like, when they restocked their stained glass collection, the website went absolutely insane, and now they're only taking pre-orders on all of these because that's how popular they were, so they could actually order the right amount of product. But come on, these are absolutely gorgeous, exquisite. I mean, they're absolutely stunning, really beautiful. The stained glass collection is really beautiful, jeweled multichromes. There's iridescent multichromes that they have. They have glitter multichromes, pastel multichromes. I think the ones that I personally would be the most interested in are the iridescent multichromes. Some of these ones here, different series. There's series 1 and then series 2. And they're putting this as a highlighting bundle, but I would definitely use it as like a topper on my inner corner area and my lid space to kind of really brighten up the eye. So I would love these iridescent multichromes. I think those are the ones that I would preferentially have. They are very expensive. I think like the series 2, you get 9 and it's 155 Canadian dollars. It would be 90 pounds. And so I think that's pretty steep. So that's essentially 10 pounds per eyeshadow. So if it was just getting 1 or 2, fine, but I do think it's a bit expensive. However, they are stunning, just so beautiful. I would, it's the kind of thing where you literally want to cover your entire face in them and or entire body in eyeshadow. So I love it. I think those are beautiful. Would really love to try the formula. So maybe one day, but yeah, hopefully this year I would like to maybe get 1 or 2 and give them a try. Okay, so, and then there's just a couple of other ones that I just wanted to mention that I thought looked really interesting, that I wouldn't mind trying this year or anytime. I mean, it doesn't have to be this year. I don't need all of these eyeshadows in my collection right away. But there's a few, and I'll just put up some, here. I will put up some screenshots from the websites or their products from the particular brand that I'm interested in. So there's Terra Moon Cosmetics, Glaminatrix Cosmetics, Give Me Glow, Sydney Grace, and then there's what's the other one? Davina. There's a whole bunch of these independent, I think all female-owned brands that I would be really keen to try out this year. So I think maybe just the goal, not just brand-wise, but overall for 2020, is to try and give independent, smaller companies a chance more And don't just rely on like big brands and big influencer kind of promoted products, because those aren't always going to be the ones that work best for you. My two favorite brands right now are Lethal Cosmetics and Cleopatra Cosmetics, and they're both indie brands, and their formulas way outperform most of the mainstream ones. So I definitely think independent brands are worth a try. Right, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any brands that you would like to suggest that I should give a go to, or that you've tried, or if you've tried any of these and you think they're great, or think maybe you should try a different one instead, why don't you go ahead and leave me a comment down below. You could also like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you're really keen, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I'd really love for you to join me here on YouTube and be part of my happy little YouTube adventure. I hope you all have a really amazing day, and we will see you in my next video. Bye!